right, everybody. So 30-mile ultra marathon on Saturday the 16th. That is coming up here in not too long of a period of time. And so for all intents and purposes, really haven't done a ton of running like weekly at all this training period since the marathon that I ran in May. Basically, it's been a matter of just being really busy at work, really busy with the yard, really busy with the garden, etc., etc. And have tried to build in as much cardio and fitness as possible with those activities. You've heard me talk about chore fit, but this is like, I guess, my mindset kind of going into this and then what this week might look like. But as we all know, when we plan, there's usually laughter that we cannot hear. So, talked about the garden. The garden is gardening. There on your screen is just a little example. Lots and lots and lots of fresh veggies. Without going into and making this like into a nutritional thing, I think where possible to try to eat as like healthy as possible can go a long way for just multiple reasons. And having the garden there, obviously something needs to be done with it. And why not just use that to kind of build up the foundation from within, and hopefully that goodness comes without. Hydration. I am not great about hydrating as I should. So just try to maintain that for the next couple of days here. But at the same time, try not to do anything that's like wildly different than what I have been doing. To be honest, just the thinking about the race, like I'm just gonna approach it like I do anything else. I don't think that I need to do anything totally like radically different, but I figured I'd share kind of my thoughts though. As far as sleep goes, we're winding down summer and kids are gonna be doing camp, I believe, this week, and there's a bunch of other stuff. So I don't think anything's really gonna change with that. Doing my best to help as a partner, as a parent, both for children and dogs, and also being a husband and good employee and provider at work. So sleep, honestly, I'm looking at 10 at the earliest, but more likely like 11:30, just the way it goes. And then waking up during the work week. My first alarm goes off at 5, but realistically, I'm out of bed 5:30, 5:45. So maybe just try to get up and just enjoy the day and, sip coffee, maybe go for a few shakeouts here, just get outside. The garden, is like a constant thing that needs attention. So even getting out there and, watering and pruning and trellising and all that cool garden stuff that my wife has taught me how to do. And then, for work, just, it is what it is, and, try to remain flexible. I used to try to get some runs and some kind of cardio done during the week, during the work day. I found that probably the easiest thing that makes the most sense for me is, stairs, right? Walking, not running. I used to run stairs, but walking stairs just to really try to get that blood going. And then walking as much as possible. I do stand at my desk, and I have like one of those little wobble boards, so that's not going to change. I like it because I'm able to just constantly vary, the muscles that are I'm engaging at, but at the same time not being there too long and continuously moving. Just kind of a general practice that I do. Let's see, and then try to get some flexibility in. I did have a little bit of left knee thing going on, I'd say last week, but I really kind of, I had not been doing really any kind of stretching or foam rolling or any of that stuff. But I finally pulled out the R8 roll recovery device and got after, both my legs, but especially around my left knee, kind of above and below. And that has since settled down to just try to, get that going again. But again, not being too drastic in change. As far as the course, it sounds like Saturday. We got the welcome letter yesterday. I got to get my packet Friday from the church. And then it sounds like it's going to be 5K loops There's other races that are going on, other distances. There's I think a 5K, and I'm not sure about the other distances. There might be the other traditional distances there, 5K, 10K, half marathon. But for us, we're just doing the 30. And then there's some other events that are going on with it as well. But for us, we'll get our packet on Friday, and it's the 5K loops, I believe. I haven't seen the map recently, so that might have changed. But I'm also not super worried about it. And it sounds like there might be one, maybe two little concession stands along the way. I don't know what kind of fuel they're going to have. I'm not super worried about it. I'm usually pretty tolerant with most goos and most gels, but we'll see what else they got going on there. I'm not too worried about GI stuff, but at the same time, I know myself well enough to not be, getting crazy experimental with too wild of stuff, both going up into it, especially the day of and during the race. Let's see. And then, we start at 6 a.m. The rest of the runners sounds like they start at 8. So we get a little bit of a head start there. Probably just to logistically make sense. I'm picturing, 6 hours is way too soon. Probably more like 7 or 8, just a nice chill pace. So that'll be 2 o'clock-ish by the time I'm done. Probably just hang out, drink some Gatorade or whatever, and then come home and go from there. I am going to try to film this whole thing with, my phone or my action camera. But at the same time, I don't want to, make it weird for other people, and actually, and also to run the race too. So I do want to, get some good footage for you guys, because it's a journey, right? And this will be the biggest distance I've ever run. And, I don't know if this is like a race that I am the most untrained for, but it probably is that way. And so we're gonna see. I would attest to all the chores, and it's going to be an experiment to see if it's possible to get this done. I had a nice comment the other day of basically like, hey, you haven't been running, you haven't been training, but mindset and just getting her done. I think these distances are certainly possible, so I'm encouraged by that. I'm going to be rocking the Badwater edition of the R135. Well, that is what it is. It's R135 Badwater from Mount the Coast. Took that on a little spin the other day, and we'll post on that. And that's the shoe that I'm going to be wearing. Okay, I will try to update as we go throughout the week here with any highs or lows. And it's an exciting time, Life doesn't stop just because we have a race coming up. So navigating that, which I know a lot of you guys out there go through the same thing, trying to figure it out, do life, do work, while getting the running done when you can. Okay, all right. Appreciate you guys. That's what I got. I am going to go finish sauteing that zucchini in there because we have so much of it. I got to do something with it. If you want zucchini or green beans or tomatoes, eventually cucamelons, ground cherries, jalapenos, carrots are coming out, watermelons or melons, any of that stuff, pumpkins, let me know. Come on by and I'll hook you up. All right. Appreciate you guys. Have a good day.